Let's see here. Okay, got a question that popped up. I did a EPC trade on the euro dollar. I made the trade with about a half an hour before expiration. Well, half an hour before expiration would not be an expiration premium collection trade. That'd be a momentum scalp trade. EPC trades are in the last 15 minutes of expiration. Draghi was speaking, and his speech was expected to be dovish. Okay, I would never buy. I mean, it did make the euro go down, but I would never rely upon any expectations of what somebody's speech outcome will be. I was heavily short because I knew USD was strong, which you're right. USD's been very strong. Euro's been weak, and Draghi's speech was supposed to somewhat be negative to neutral. It was, and the market tanked, but what if it wasn't? When is the best time to do this type of trade? When you know a news event is coming. Never do an EPC on a news event. An EPC is a premium collection trade. Doing an EPC by itself, directionally, on news, is just asking to get it handed to you. I mean, if you were going to be short on that news and you had a short outlook, then you should have been doing like an ETC, like an out of the money trade, out of the money contract, but not a premium collection trade. So, yeah, that, like, again, so two things. EPC trades are not until 15 minutes before expiration. If you're doing them before then, you're doing momentum scalps, which are usually actually out of the money contracts if you're using a binary contract in the process. If you're, you didn't say what EPC, so I just do binaries. Yeah. So obviously you could be short spreads, lower spreads. You could be hedging, Forex spot with a spread if you want to be short. But I would not do a high risk in the money single legged trade right before a news event, ever. I mean, it won't work, but when it doesn't work, it's going to wipe out all the profits on the last four that did. So if you waited till 15 minutes before, the premium would have been very small. Well, if it's small, then don't take it. Don't force a trade, though. So I'm not saying you have to wait till 15 minutes. I'm saying the definition of expiration premium collection is 15 minutes before expiration. So if you got in 30 minutes before expiration, you were doing a momentum scalp trade, not an expiration premium collection trade. So, yeah, you definitely got lucky. I mean, you were right, and I mean, the fundamental analysis makes sense, but it could just as easily pop the other way against you. So, it can be hard, especially on those binaries. They can fly so fast during that news. But you would have been much better off with an out-of-the-money contract. And if it would have been too cheap, then awesome, do an expiration trend collection trade. So by that time, though, the market already moved because the news announcement happened. He started the conference at 8:30, and most of the news happened between 8:30 and 8:40, which is when the big move happened. So one thing I would highly suggest you do is you check out our news trading plan, which tells you different setups for trading these different strategies. And we did have actually a strangle on there, or straddle, that we suggested that you look at for that trade. So if you go over to the news trading plan, and even if those of you who are not trading news, you better know about it. So that's one of the things we put in the trading plan is like, be aware of the news. If you're in euro dollar and you don't know that's coming out and you're on a euro dollar day trading plan, it might work, but you might just get slammed just as quick. Okay? But yeah, right over here. Euro ECB press conference, maximum risk of $35, straddle. So see, we already had it posted up here. For to get in on this trade at 8 a.m., looking at close to a 3 p.m. expiration on the trade, if available. You could try a shorter term one, of course, but obviously the more time, the better. Is there any way to gauge his speech? There's no reason to gauge his speech. Did it move? So what I've done is I've looked at that, because his speech always comes out after the interest rate, so I just look at the historical movement after the speech starts at 8:30, because it's pretty easy, because I got them all charts based on all the news events. And so we just do that research every week when we make this news calendar. There's a lot of work that goes into this thing. But there's no reason to gauge it. The chart will be the gauge. Like, worrying about what the number was doesn't matter. Worrying about what the person said doesn't matter. Because the market can do the exact opposite of what the number says the person said. It's what does the market do? That's the gauge. Okay? All right, so good questions, though. Awesome questions. And then, of course, we also have trainings down here on how to trade news. Iron condors and things of that sort as well. The straddles are pretty easy. There's the opposite of iron condors. Okay, so there's the news trading plan. Again, if you're even on the day trading plans, you need to be paying attention to these.